Hi, I'm Christopher Hein, and today we're going to talk about my 8th Kumijo. So my 8th Kumijo is very similar to Saito Sensei's 4th Kumijo. It's getting into the series that, in my opinion, is less likely to come off and would only come off more in kind of a panic state or in a state where you could kind of mess around because you're better than them, right? So it's like this lower percentage stuff, in my opinion. So I'm going to get Josh over here and we're going to go to work. Josh? All right, so let's talk about my 8th Kumijo, which is Saito Sensei's 4th Kumijo. Okay, so in this series, these next two, we're going to be talking about grabbing the jo this way, which is for the Kaishi ski, right? So the Choku ski's down here, the Kaishi ski's up here. We'll talk about why it's called Kaishi ski in the Suburi video, when we make the Suburi video. But I'm going to grab up here. Now, if you think about it, in some ways, it's kind of easier to grab the stick this way. If I hit it and it came back, this would be easier to grab. And if I just reached out, and this is easier because I don't have to sink down to get it. And when I pull it back this way, I really specifically have to try to bring it to this hand. So if I was going to freak out, this kind of freak out might be more common. I think it is from my own experience. Maybe that's true or not for you, but it is definitely a way that it might come back to grab the hand. Okay, so in this, we're going to be in the configuration we've seen ever since 4 started, my 4th Kumijo, which is Josh is in ski kamae in his range, and I'm in jo kamae, an unprepared situation at that range. When Josh comes in for the ski, I'm going to grab on top and I'm going to draw up here to banji no kamae. Now I'm trying to shoot back far, and I didn't jump back as far as I normally would because the camera, but I'm trying to hop back really far. I want to hop back far enough that if he came in for a second ski, it wouldn't work. Okay, now we know from the forms then that what Josh should do is go Jodan Gaishiuchi. But if you notice what I did, I came into a defended position for Jodan Gaishiuchi, which is fantastic. So if I'm mentally ahead enough to realize that I'm not in a dangered position and he transitions to Jodan Gaishiuchi, I can do this, which I pull myself back even further and I whack him in the hand when that's going on, right? So this is a clever tactical idea, in my opinion, that's like, well, I made the best out of a kind of a crummy situation. In my opinion, this position's harder to work from, but I made it work for me. So when Josh comes in and I hop back like this, I'm already defended against what Josh is going to do. And so if Josh tries to do what the forms have been teaching us to do, as he goes to do that, I can step back and I can pop that hand and hopefully disable it, and then we can deal with that. Okay, however, Josh is going to see that I'm doing that, and he's going to use his own banji no kamae. So as he comes in here, he starts to do that, and just as he starts to do it, he sees me coming in, and he defends that with banji no kamae. So he just turns his Jodan Gaishiuchi into a banji no kamae, boom, and he's safe. Now, after I swing through, there will be a time that I'm a little bit vulnerable, that I'm here like this. So what Josh is going to do is step to the back side and give me a thrust. Bang, that's what he's looking for. So as he goes to do that, I step away from that and I thrust him center chest, right? So I'm turning what should be a kind of bad position, this, into just a high ski, a Jodan ski. So we're here. As Josh comes in, I hop back like this. As Josh comes in, I hop back. He defends that. He comes for me. I step up and I thrust. So the big thing we're seeing there is that outreach tactic, which I think is a nice tactic when they're trying to run you down. That's a huge backwards movement. So not only can I hop back big this way, but I can take a full yumiashi back this way, which really puts me away from the danger zone. So that's really nice. And I'm using my tomo uchi, my longest possible strike, in order to deal with that extra range advantage. It means I can still hit Josh when Josh can't hit me. So again, we're seeing this idea in the last form. We kind of saw this idea that katates can beat kin kamais, right? Now, the problem with the katates is they tend to be less controlling because there's only one hand on this long stick, so hard to deal with that. And so at the end of that, we see a way that I could manage if I use a tomo uchi to come back and still go to work. So form's pretty straightforward in my opinion. I put it towards the end because I don't think there's a whole lot of amazing information in this, although there's a great tactic and a great idea, and so it's still one of the forms because I think there's cool stuff in it. But that's my basic take on that. And this is my 8th Kumijo. I'm Christopher Hein, Joshua Teehee. My Solana McDaniel's behind that camera right there. And we'll see you in the next video.